Hello, everybody. Another day. How's everybody's week been so far? Getting towards the end now, so you can start to wind down after tomorrow. We have had a big week of shows. I hope you've all enjoyed them and not sick of us yet, but we've got quite a few more to come in the next few days, so stick in there. We've got some really good artists coming up. Tonight we're going to have a chat to Benny Allen. He's got a new single coming out tomorrow, so you don't have to wait too much longer to hear it. We're going to have a chat to him about his single and what he's doing. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and let us know what you want to know. We might welcome Benny into the room. Hi.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. It's been so long. We were just saying it's been 6 months since we got to chat.
Yes, last time was when I was releasing Lady Luck of Me, which was back in September last year.
Yeah, it was 6 months, almost to the day, I think, that we were talking. So,
yeah, 4th of September. You're right. Yeah,
it's gone so quick. Shazza's already in the room. Hi, Shazza. Thank you for joining.
Yay!
People popping in already. They're quick tonight. It's great. So I know last time we talked to you, you were releasing Lady Luck of Me, and I think you were still in lockdown at that point.
I've lost track of when I was or wasn't in lockdown. We spent most of last year in it, so
it's all blurred.
For the people that haven't worked it out, I'm down in Victoria, so yeah, we were locked down for quite a period of time.
Yes. Oh, well, it's good to see you guys out now. And you've had, I know that Tamworth wasn't a big Tamworth issue, but you had a bit of luck in Tamworth.
I did. Sorry, I'm just quickly sharing the fact that we're live, so that people tune in.
Yeah, he's great on the socials.
We've got to try and do that. Yeah, it was great. The Australian Country Music People's Choice Awards were held again, even though we couldn't all go to the show. Which, as you know, in the 2021, I was lucky enough to pick up the Best Video Award, but this year with their remote presentation, they gave me the Best Bush Ballad in the People's Choice Award.
What a big change! Like Bush Ballad from the Best Video Award. You've had such a big range of music in the last 18 months. It's been fantastic.
Look, the big thing for me is particularly, as you know, I never knew I was country. There we go. We get another little segue in. And so as I'm learning about the different subgenres, and I appreciate them. And so I write a story, which is the songs, and then you go, well, how do I want to present this? How do I want the story to go out, and what's going to do it the best justice? Yeah. And so sometimes there's an angle along that side, and then other times I we'll go, oh, this sounds a bit like, like Lady Luck of Me definitely had a bluegrass feel when I started writing it. So that's the direction that we went in. But yeah, I just sort of want to, I'm not pigeonholing myself into a subgenre. I've first and foremost, I like to be a songwriter. That's what I started off doing in the lounge room. I'm writing my own songs, and now that's the part I really enjoy is writing those stories and writing the songs, and that's what I'll keep heading down that path. I don't think I'm going to lock myself into I have to be this particular subgenre of music, or just be doing country or that sort of thing. It's going to be, I'm going to write what I'm going to write. Whatever it comes out as is what it is.
I think that's great, and I think that's part of the beauty of country music is you can do that, and you still, your fans still love it because we have such a broad range.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Jonathan has popped in and he said hi. Thanks for joining, Jonathan.
No, that's all right. I've got the little comment stream up on the.
Oh, you can see the comments too. That's great. He's organised, everyone. Now, I know this song. This song is a different song. I didn't expect this song from you. I was listening to it and I thought, this is great. Rose Petals and Gunpowder. It's out tomorrow.
Yes.
How long did this song take to write? Because it's a great story. So I want to hear about this.
Look, it didn't actually take too long to write, which is a lot of the time with my songwriting. That's if I find something that I really like, I just smash it out. And like I was literally sitting on the back deck noodling on the guitar. Helen was pottering in the garden, and I just played this minor chord and just went, oh, this is sounding really dark. It's just got that sort of dark chord, which is what the music teachers always tell you that the minor chords are for. And so I just sort of went with it, and I thought, oh, that's really dark. That might be. And I just started singing the opening line of the song, that Desmond Aloysius has a price upon his head. I have no idea where the name came from. My head just went.
Desmond,
the character is going to be Desmond Aloysius, and so I basically sang the opening verse right then and there. It just came out of me, and I'd then sort of thought about it a bit more and went, I sort of skip ahead and went and did the chorus, which is where I stumbled on the rose petals and gunpowder sort of theme, and then thought, now I've got to finish the rest of the story, and just had to think about it and just went, what's this story going to be about? And I don't know, the idea that we were setting it in the Wild West sort of thing, and that it was going to be a murder ballad, and that this Desmond character, who's sort of our anti-hero of the song, has decided to, he's found out that his wife's been cheating on him with another man, and he goes on a bit of a murder rampage.
Stop
it's definitely not a how-to guide in how to manage relationships.
What not to do, maybe,
but as the story goes, and like you said at the start, it's quite, it's dark, but there's a few humorous lines through it, which I think you have to do with anything that's a bit dark.
Yeah, it's definitely got that in it.
But yeah, it's a very much, for people that have sort of only cottoned on to me through Lady Luck and Me, it's going to be a very sharp contrast to that. And at one stage I was thinking, am I doing the right thing with releasing this song off the back of Lady Luck and Me? Maybe I should put something else, poppy and upbeat and all that sort of thing out to sort of run on the coattails of Lady Luck and Me. But once I then thought about it and thought, no, because it's a story and I like the story. I like what I'd written, and I just thought, I want to get that story out and be successful. I'm going to do it because it's part of my journey, and it's the story that I want to get out at a given time. Just want to say hi to Raylene as well. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it.
I think that's probably what I love about you. Your music is so broad, and you're not frightened to just put out what you want to put out. If it doesn't tie in with the previous song, it doesn't matter. You're putting out what you are enjoying and writing. And I think that's probably what makes you stand out as an artist, because you aren't frightened of taking a risk and putting out what you've written and enjoyed it. It's lovely.
It's funny when you use that, taking a risk, and it's, yes, there's an investment of time and money and things that go into it, but at the end of it, I'm writing the songs because it brings me joy. That's what I like to do, and that's the way I'm going to keep going with this. I'm very fortunate that people are connecting with what I'm putting out there, and so I don't think I should try and change anything that I'm doing. If people are enjoying what I'm doing, they can just come along on the same journey that I'm on, and we'll all enjoy the songs together. And
along this journey, you've been tasting a lot of beers along the way. Is that still happening behind the scenes?
Not as much. Now that we're allowed out in the world, I've got to drive around a bit more. So
it's not doing your beer tours at the moment, your virtual beer tours.
No, that's it. So yeah, we haven't been doing any of the virtual tours. And look, I've been lucky enough, that a couple of weeks ago I actually got to perform live again. So that was wonderful.
That's on my list here to talk about. So let's talk about that. You nearly didn't get to do that. It was right after the last 5-day snap lockdown, and everybody we're all thinking, oh gosh, I hope it opens in time for Benny's show. But you had a pretty exciting gig opening for Amber Lawrence. How did all that come about?
I literally asked Amber. I knew she was coming down, and so I just reached out and said, hey, Amber, can I open for you? And she said, yeah, of course. But there's obviously more to it than that, in that, Amber's been a great, I suppose, mentor to me over the last sort of three years or so. Well, since I've started this journey, I first met her in November 2017. I went up to Sydney to do a music business workshop that she ran, which was, I hadn't released anything at that stage. I think I had released one song. I think I'd released my song Yellowstone at that point, which was, I'd recorded, in a mate's lounge room, and we put that out into the world. And I thought, well, how do I find out about this? And I went, well, Amber Lawrence is running this business workshop. I'll go up. And so I went up there, and that was where I met Ian Burns for the first time, and Renee Jonas, and a whole bunch of other fantastic people as well, and Amber as well. And so since then, she's been great. If I need to reach out and ask her a question, or just get a little bit of advice on this journey that I'm on, she's always been happy to help. And so exactly the same. She was coming down, literally playing about 40 minutes from where I live, and I said, look, can I come open up? And she said yes, and it was like, yay. Not only a live gig, a good one.
A live gig, a good live gig, and it was perfectly timed.
It was, and look, even leading up to it, and the big thing is that I'm very fortunate in some ways that I'm still working as a tradesman and doing the day job. So my day job is an essential service. So over all this lockdown and things, I've been able to keep working. It's so I've been okay. But I was feeling more for Amber and the band, and for Catherine Britt, who she's doing the other shows that she was coming down to Victoria for. I was feeling for them. This is how they feed their families and make their their real living. And to suddenly have this 5-day snap lockdown come in just before the shows. And look, we were even then worried that it was going to potentially affect ticket sales and things like that. But there was still 100 odd people. I think they were just under capacity at the launching place gig that we did. So, and when I say just under, I think it was like maybe 4 under or something like that. It was a pretty full house, and everyone that was there was just, they were music lovers. It was just great to be playing with people.
How wonderful. I wish we could have been there. And I was so glad, because I know that everyone was watching these things, because especially in Victoria, they deserve these live shows, and to risk it not being on. So it's just fantastic to see it go ahead. I know it's a bit hard to ask this question, but have you got plans for any shows coming up? I know it's never a guarantee at the moment, but have you got anything planned?
It's not something that I've really prioritised for a couple of reasons. One is, with the way these lockdowns have been, it's really made it not viable to look into too much. And the other part is, as I said, fortunately, I don't need to. I love playing live. I love playing in front of people, but I haven't had to prioritise it. And so really, and as you've seen over the last 12 months, what I've really tried to focus on is not so much what I can't do, which is that for a while there we couldn't get out and play live. I really try to focus on what I can do, which is I can write songs still, I can record stuff. Then that we worked out how to do things remotely so that I can still work with Michael Carpenter up in Sydney. I can do my recordings down here in Melbourne, which is what we did for the last couple of songs. And Rose Petals and Gunpowder is exactly the same, where we've gone and recorded this remotely with Michael and Jai doing their work from up in Sydney, and me doing vocals and harmonica down here, and sending that back up via the power of the internet.
Do you think that's how you'll continue to do your recordings from now on?
Look, there's going to be an aspect of that where it's great to embrace that, and it works well, not just because of the COVID stuff, but now that I'm able to do it, it does work well in terms of a time side of things, because it's not just a case of ruling out travel time, because I could go work with some of the great Melbourne people and do some recording, and you've only got a little bit of travel time, but it sort of allows me to work on the songs when I have time. So I can do it much the same as we're having a chat now. Instead of that, I could sit there and do, record some keyboard part or, some vocals or do that sort of thing when it suits me and, fit it in that way. And it's been working really well. I do like the idea of getting back in the studio and doing a block of songs, doing, and I think, that over the next, 6 months or so, we'll finish off the next couple of singles that I'm going to release, over the next 12 months or whatever it might be. And then I think I might, even organise to do a trip to Sydney or something so that we can, I suppose, finish off the album tracks.
Yes.
And, look at it from that way, because there is an energy that's brought by being in the studio and working on the stuff at the time. And, that's, as I said, I'm lucky that Michael and I have a lot of synergies with how we look at life and music and things like that. So we've been able to bounce things off each other, and as long as I give him some good references as to the sound I'm looking for, he's been able to nail it every time. So
yeah,
a bit of a roundabout answer. So I'm happy to do both. Is what it comes to. We'll work remotely and we'll work in the studio.
I think it's opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people that couldn't get to record as often, and it's allowed them to. But I appreciate that it would be such a different atmosphere recording in the studio with everybody there. It would be such a different feel, I can imagine. Yeah. Now we've touched base. Michael Carpenter he produced the song. I guess the next question, because you've answered my questions, the artwork designer, it's great. I love interviewing you. You know the answers. It's great. Artwork, was this your design?
Sorry, the artwork.
Yeah.
Did you? Yes. Yeah, that was me just working through the sort of vibe that I was feeling about it, and just going, what sort of stuff could I come up with for this? And as I said, I just thought about how the song was set and thought it is a storytelling song. For the people that haven't met him before, this is Gus.
Gus. Stuck his legs.
He's working hard today. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try something for a second. I'll see if the camera adjusts. So this was out on site today, where Gus was asleep on the job as well. So eyes were shut.
Great security dog.
Yeah, he just comes and sits there while I do work. So a bunch of other tradesmen around, and we all just do what we're going to do. But
he's very comfortable there at the moment.
He's out cold. I did have a bit of a vision as to where this song was going to head creatively, and that included the artwork. So that was where I just had this idea that it would be, this newspaper sort of feel to it, as to, how a story would have been reported at the time.
Yes.
And, it's, I'm excited to say, and this is a bit of an exclusive for you, but I have actually we've been working on the video for this. We've still got a little bit of work to go, so it's not going to be coming out tomorrow when the song's released, but that's not always a bad thing.
No, I don't.
And so there will be a video for Rose Petals and Gunpowder coming out some stage soon, so that'll be very exciting.
Sure, you've got my notepad in front of you.
The real trick of it, Danny, it's not getting me to talk, it's getting me to shut up. It's the real trick.
He just knows. I love it. He just knows what I'm going to ask before I do it. So we'll get to see a film clip, and obviously this artwork is probably a bit of a hint as to how the film clip's going to look and sound. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it is. I'm really looking forward to getting it completed.
Now, what do people have to do to get this song on their playlist tomorrow?
Look, the best thing they can do is to jump onto my socials if they can, or actually you've shared the links as well. So tomorrow, if people can buy it via iTunes, it's fantastic if they're able to. Just really helps to give the song a bit of a boost on day one, where it can hopefully chart in the iTunes charts, and it gives us something else to spruik about it as we push it out into the world. But if that's not what you do, if you're a streamer or that sort of thing, please go pre-save it on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you listen to your music on.
Yes.
But yeah, the iTunes, if you can reach into your pocket and spend the $2.20 or whatever it costs to actually buy the song, it really does help.
Absolutely, it helps the charting because the Apple chart, the iTunes charts are definitely the main watched chart, aren't they? But I think it's also the only platform now where you can purchase it. I don't think you can on the other ones anymore.
No, that's correct. So Google Play have moved to a completely streaming model. So they've tied it in with their YouTube and that sort of things, which I suppose is the way the world's heading. But in terms of both helping to support the artists, and look, it's not like we're going to make a fortune off the $2. It doesn't go anywhere near to paying for the songs. But like we said, it's unfortunately we're creatives, we're artists, we're not necessarily doing it to make the money. It's great if we can, but we've got a drive in us and a need to create. So that's what we do. We put them out into the world. But yeah, if we've got a little bit more ammunition to try and raise the song's profile and push it along, and look, I can guarantee people are going to enjoy the song. It's come up such a treat.
I agree. It is a great song, and it's dark, but it's not. It's fun to listen to, and yeah, it's a story. And I actually hope that Desmond gets a bit more of a run, and we hear some more from him.
Look, I was at a songwriting workshop not long after I'd written it, and I played this song to the people in the workshop, and I think it was Christian Mezzi actually said to me after he'd heard it, he said, I just want to know what happens next. Yeah. Like that was it. He got to the end of it and he was like, no, what's the next part of the image? Like he was so enthralled with the story that he was just like, what happens next? So I haven't written off the idea of having some more adventures for Desmond at some stage.
You might have to have a side project and it'd be Desmond's story, and then you've got your other music. You might have to have a little side thing here.
There's an aspect of enjoying the idea of having a theme of the saga of Desmond over the next few songs.
What to do next? Yeah, I like this.
Makes me think of some of the stuff that Tim Friedman's done in the Whitlams, where there's a few of those where I think he's got, I can't remember the title of them, but it's 1, 2, and 3 of these songs.
Yes, exactly. And there might be a whole separate merch for Desmond. He might have his own little hats, and it might be a whole separate thing. Now, before we go, merch, you've still got hats, obviously. You're wearing your hat. And
the old dog hats
for us.
with our inspiration behind. We've got hats. We have stubby holders.
Oh, yes.
Grab yourself a drink.
Yeah.
And yeah, so all of that sort of stuff, T-shirts and CDs and the vinyl records and all that sort of stuff are over on my website. So, people can head over to bennyallen.rocks or just Google Benny Allen. I'm fortunate enough to pop up in the top of the Google. Now, that's a really weird thing, Danny.
Yeah.
When you type your name in and it pops up as being you, and you just go, oh, okay.
Oh man, that's all good. Yes, you think
I don't know if
the names are going to come up, but you do, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, people can go to bennyallen.rocks and there's a web store there where they can buy merch and that sort of thing. So and the other one is if they can't find the iTunes links, they're also over on the webpage as well.
And we will post them again tonight. We might actually post them in the comments of this stream too, in case you can't find them on our page. But we'll keep posting them tonight so that you can see them. Well, thank you so much, Benny. We always manage to pass this time so quickly.
We do. Again, the trick is getting us to stop talking. So.
Yes, exactly. Yes. There's a lot of things coming out, a lot of things exciting coming out with Country Kickback. So for the next week or so, keep your eye out because we've got loads of shows already up. There's more to put up, and there's some other exciting things happening in the background, which we'll hopefully be able to let you know next week. So thank you so much for joining us, Benny. We will see you again, and hopefully it's not 6 months this time.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for your support, Danny. And yeah, if everyone can go buy rose petals and gunpowder.
Now, do it now before you
right now, before you forget.
Yes. All right, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. I don't know what day it is today. Monday. We'll see you on Monday. See you later.